Now, the number one most difficult situation for family members who have an alcoholic in their family is when the situation has become impossible. When you're dealing with an alcoholic who's become not only narcissistic, they're problematic, they're argumentative, and they're abusive both emotionally and physically. They're not willing to do anything, they're not willing to get help, they don't think they have help, and they gaslight you. Everything is external, everything is external problems. You're the problem, society is a problem, their parents are a problem, and on and on and on. This is when it's very, very frustrating for family members to know what to do and where to go. So let's delve deeper into this. And to be honest with you, the whole point of my thread, the whole reason why I make these videos, have a coaching program, wrote a book, have done multiple podcasts, is prevention. It's so that families can understand the red flags of alcoholism before a person becomes unruly, unmanageable, and just outright toxic for the family and for everybody in their path. You want to get that before that happens. Unfortunately, if you find yourself in that situation, there is a limited number of things that you can do. You do have to protect your own mental health, and this is really what I advocate. If you have somebody that's just past the point of no return, and you can make that determination as a family member, well then there's certain choices that you have to make to protect your own mental health. The first thing I have to say is if somebody is physically or emotionally abusive, part ways. It's end of story. Nobody should be getting beaten emotionally or physically with fists. If you have an angry drunk, an out of control drunk, nobody, children, wives, nobody should be in that situation. Leave. That's end of story. That's a very simple, that's the problem to the solution. That's a very simple one. Now, when you have something not so bad, somebody who's just not willing to get help, they're not really aggressive, well, there's choices that the family can make. Number one, they really should get that person into sober living. That's where they can go live for at least up to a year, and they have to be accountable. They have to get a job, and the facility checks on them every day when they come home to make sure they haven't been drinking, and it's a real accountability process. It's an important bridge between an alcoholic and getting back into the real world. Without question, the person has to go to a detox and rehab, especially if they've been drinking for 15, 20, 30 years. That's just a must. And then you can intervene on that. You have to get everybody in their family, everybody that person cares about, and really hash this out together. It would probably help if you have a professional person organizing it as well. If these are not optional and the person is just not willing to do this, well, you have to figure out ways. You're either going to have to do number one, you're going to have to stay with that person until they die, and just be cognizant of your own mental health, or you need to part ways. The choices are very limited. Sober living is a very good thing for people. That's where I was going to put my wife in, because I could no longer live with her. It was an impossible situation. I couldn't leave her for more than a few hours, or she'd be knocking on death's door. And there's only so much you can do as a spouse or as a friend or as a key family member. And you have to make those kind of decisions. And really the whole point of this video is for if you're a family member, and you have to be cognizant, you have to be aware of your own mental health, because people will suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome. Children, spouses, family members, because it's so much stress and trauma and toxic energy. Arguing, just constant bickering, that's not good for anybody. It's not good for the family, and it's certainly not good for the alcoholic. If it's a financial issue, you have to find a way. There's a will, there's a way. No one wants to live in that kind of a toxic situation, and it's an unhealthy situation. You have to find a way out. If it's a situation where there's children involved, that's a must. Where there's a will, there's a way. I hope that helps in making a decision, but you have to make the correct long-term decision if someone is willing to get help and they're an alcoholic in your family. And I know this one's run a little bit long, but again, I have a coaching program. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. Click on the link above, schedule a breakthrough call. I've helped thousands of alcoholics, and just as importantly, I've helped their families. Also like, share, and comment. I also have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. We go over alcoholic issues, family issues every day, and the group is growing by leaps and bounds. And again, thanks for listening.